Hi, thanks so much for joining me in my living room today. My name is Loretta. If you are just joining right now, just a gentle reminder that for this class, you will probably want something to put underneath your knee to cushion your knee because our knees are hard and the floors are also quite hard. You can use a cushion or like a rolled up sweater or a towel, just anything soft that you can leave next to your mat. And as well, I encourage you to have a block or something like a block for your practice. So it can be anything that's around this size or height that's sturdy enough that you can put it on the ground and then put your hands on top of it as well. Cool. All right, you're ready to go. We're going to start in a nice comfortable seat. So whatever that means to you, you can sit cross-legged, you can sit up on your knees, and just make sure you can really lengthen up through your spine, so sit up nice and tall. Gently roll your shoulders down and away from your ears. And if you haven't already, close your eyes or connect to a gaze point in front of you. See if you can start to find some stillness in your body. And as your body becomes still, start to connect with your breath. So each time you inhale, taking in a little bit more breath. Each time you exhale, letting out just a little bit more breath. And take your time with this. And as you breathe, consider the last time you had thoughts that sound like this. I'll be happy when I lose 10 pounds. Or I'll be happy when I get that job that I think I really deserve and I really want. Or I'll be happy when I get a house that has more than one room and a yard and all the fixings. It's one that I happen to have. And that's what we do a lot of the times to ourselves. We set conditions for our own happiness. And until we get to these goals, until we get to these places that we want to be in, it's almost like we're not allowed to be happy or content. And so now consider that you can still set goals. You can still work really hard towards these goals and be happy with who you are today. And so my invitation to you today for this class is to let go of the thoughts that come up with yoga and this physical practice. So, thoughts like, I'll be happy with my yoga practice when I can finally touch my toes or put my hands flat on the ground in forward fold. Or maybe I'll be happy with my practice when I can finally nail that big pose, the big handstand, or maybe even like triangle, which you do in a lot of yoga classes, but can feel really hard for a lot of people. So can you appreciate the person you are today? Can you simply enjoy the journey that we're about to go on? And just remember that it's in the journey that we really grow. So keep your eyes closed, bring your hands in front of you and start to rub your palms together. And really rub them vigorously, get some heat between your hands. Your place is anything like my place, it's kind of cold right now. And then take your left palm of the hand, put it over your heart. Take your right palm of the hand on top of the left. We're gonna open with 3 breaths together, inhaling through the nose and sighing out the mouth. So all together, big breath in. And big breath out. Again, inhale through your nose. And sigh out your mouth. One more, biggest breath in. And biggest breath out. And go back to breathing in and out through your nose. Just a few more breaths here. And then slowly start to release your hands from your heart. Open your eyes. I'm going to back up onto my mat now. Swing your feet out to one side, and then we'll meet up on hands and knees in a tabletop position. So that means your shoulders are over your wrists, hips over knees, fingers spread out nice and wide. On your inhale, relax your belly down, lift your heart, lift your tailbone, maybe you gaze up. Exhale, push into your hands, round through your back, touching the chest. Keep going, cat-cow with your own breath. So inhaling to arch and exhaling to round. And don't think too much about it. Just Move through your spine, warm up your body. If you want to add in any other movements, you're very welcome to. You can play around with circling out your ribs, circling out your hips. You can even play around with moving your head. If ever you're not sure what I'm talking about, then just ignore me, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. And then slowly start to make your way back to a neutral position, so neutral spine. Take your hands, walk them forward about 6 inches first. Tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back behind you. For your first down dog, it might feel good to find some movement in your legs. So maybe you bend your right knee as your left heel drops. And then you can switch, left knee bends and right heel drops. And then you can keep going back and forth. You can shimmy, shake your hips. Just keep those fingers spread really wide and really push into your hands. Okay, come back to stillness in your legs. And then rise up onto your tippy toes, bend your knees deeply, look at your hands, and then walk your feet up towards your hands, forward fold at the top of your mat. As you inhale, lift up halfway, flat back, fingertips on the ground or hands on your shins, draw your heart forward. On your exhale, fold it back down. As you inhale, lift up to stand, sweep your arms out to the side and all the way up. And then exhale, palms together, hands come down through heart center, release your arms by your side. Now, as you inhale, shove your shoulders all the way up towards your ears, and then exhale, roll them back and down. 2 more like that. Inhale up, and exhale, roll them back and down. 1 more time like that. Big inhale up, big exhale, roll your shoulders back and down, and let your arms rest by your side. Feet about hips distance apart, toes pressing down to the ground, rest of your foot pressing down as well. Close your eyes and pause for a moment and breathe. Part of appreciating yourself as you are today is also respecting yourself as you are today. So I'm going to offer up lots of variations, modifications, and at any point in time, if you need to rest, you're very welcome to rest. You can come into a child's pose, you can just lie down for a moment, grab a sip of water. Just make sure you're honoring your body and your mind today. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. And then on your next inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Turn your palms to face forward and then hook your thumbs together. As you inhale, you're going to push down into your feet and then lift your heart straight up towards the ceiling. Slight back bend, you're not going very far. And then as you exhale, release your thumbs from each other and forward fold, come all the way down. On your inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Draw your heart all the way forward. Exhale, fingertips down, step back with your right foot. Lower your right knee to the ground. So if you need any extra padding underneath your knee, you can slide a pillow, a cushion, or something soft underneath. Front knee over front ankle. When you're ready, lift your body up. Reach your fingertips up. Okay, so if you can see your screen, I'm going to ask you to watch me for a minute. If I don't find any strength in my legs, if I sort of just let my hips sink down, I'm all the way down here and I'm just completely unstable. If I really squeeze my inner thighs together, I come up all the way here and my legs are really strong and really steady. I want you to find something in between that. So you're getting a gentle stretch, but your legs are also active so you don't fall over. Once you found your legs, turn your right palm of the hand to face forward. Grab a hold of your wrist with your left hand. As you inhale, reach up tall, and then exhale, lift up and then over to the left towards your bent knee. So again, your left hand is on your right wrist and you're coming into a side bend, reaching towards the left side of your mat. Try not to squish your left side body. So it's not about how low you can go, but rather reach up on a diagonal and just breathe into your right side waist. You might feel a little bit in the front of your right thigh, maybe into the outside of your right hip. 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, come back up to center, release your hands. And then put your hands on the ground, pick up your back knee, step back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in your down dog. On your next inhale, rise up onto your tippy toes, ripple forward, high plank, top of a push-up, shoulders over your wrists, push down into your fingertips, and push down to your hands so much so that your upper back puffs up. You can always modify with your knees on the ground or keep your knees lifted. I'm gonna do this mostly with my knees down so that I can keep talking to you. Pull the belly button up towards the spine. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, lower your knees first. Point your elbows towards the back of your mat, and then lower down in one straight line. Untuck your toes once you get there. Push the tops of your feet down into your mat. On your inhale, peel your head and your heart up off the ground. Low cobra. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. Point the crown of your head towards the front of your mat. On your next exhale, lower back down. We're gonna flow that 2 more times. So inhale, legs press down, lift your heart forward. And then exhale to lower. Last one with control. Push the legs down and then inhale, peel the heart up. And then exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes under, push into your hands, pull your belly button up, lift up, downward facing dog. And then from your down dog, lift your right heel up and back behind you, really good dog. Watch out for any stuff you might have behind you. And then point all 5 of your right toes towards the ground so your hips are square. You're lifting from your heel and the back of your leg. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, bring your knee towards your nose. Shoulders come over your wrists. Listen carefully. Put your right foot down behind your right hand. Lower your back heel to the ground and point your left toes towards the top left corner of your mat. So warrior 1. When you're ready, lift your body up. Bring your hands onto your hips. I want to turn to face you so you can see me a little bit better. There's a cord here, sorry. There we go. So before we do anything else, make sure that your left foot is not directly behind your right foot. If it is, step your left foot out to the left just a little bit. Front knees bent right over your front ankle. Use your hands to gently guide the right hip back, left hip forward, and then reach your arms up towards the sky. And to really make sure that our legs are steady and our knees are protected, I want you to push into the outside edge of your back foot and feel how that lights up the back and the side of your leg. All right, from here, interlace your fingers. Take your hands to the back of your head, elbows out to the side. You're gonna take an inhale to lift the heart up, lean the head gently back into your hands. Then on your exhale, round your upper back, pull your elbows towards each other. We're gonna do that 3 more times. Inhale, lift your heart up, open your elbows wide. Exhale to round. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Smooth it out. Last one, inhale, lift up, open wide through your elbows. And then exhale, gently round it in. This time, inhale, lift your body up to neutral. Sweep your arms up to the side and all the way up. And then as you exhale, put your hands onto your hips. You're gonna shift your weight into your right foot. Lift your back heel up so you're on your back toes and in a very short lunge position right now. And then we're going to come to stand on our right foot. Bring the left knee to meet the right knee. So we're standing sort of like a flamingo, apparently. You're gonna take your left heel and kick it back towards your bum. Let me turn sideways. Hands on your hips. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Hold it here. Breathe here. The more you squeeze your left heel towards your bum, the more you'll feel it. Whoop, all back here. On your next exhale, put your left foot on the ground. Release your arms down by your side. Again, take a big inhale, shrug your shoulders up towards your ears. And exhale, roll them back and down. 2 more. Inhale up. Big exhale, roll them back and down. Last one. Big inhale. Big exhale. We're going to keep going. As you inhale, sweep your arms up to the side and up. And then hook your thumbs again. Inhale, reach up, push into your feet, and lift your heart up. Slight back bend. And then as you exhale, come back up, release your hands. This time, catch your fingers, interlace your fingers behind you. Okay, press your palms towards each other. So they don't have to be touching, but you're working that way. We're not letting the hands splay open. Before you do anything else, roll your shoulders back and down. Keep the elbows bent for this one. Hands can rest gently on your lower back. Now bend your knees, forward fold, come all the way down. Try to let your upper body be heavy, so draped over your legs. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Again, it's very easy to just let your shoulders kind of drop here. I want you to keep rolling shoulders back and down, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Stay here, or with your elbows bent, lift your hands up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Very hard to talk when you're upside down. All right, if your hands are lifted off your lower back, put them back there. And then everyone release your hands, lower your fingertips to the ground. Step back with your left foot this time. Low lunge, put your knee on the ground. When you're ready, lift your body up, reach your fingertips up. So again, just take a moment to both feel your inner thighs squeezing in towards each other, strong in your legs, and then gently sinking in so that you're getting some stretch in your legs. That's where your low lunge is today. So this time for the side bend, you turn the left palm of the hand face forward, and then you grab the left wrist with your right hand. As you inhale, you reach up, and then exhale, lift up and over towards your bent knee. So you're side bending towards the right. Again, try not to squish your right side, rather reach your left fingertips up on the diagonal and breathe. On your next inhale, come back up to center. Release your right hand from your left. Put your fingertips on the ground. Pick up your back knee. Now we're facing dog. Step your right foot back. The next time you inhale, rise up onto your toes, ripple forward, high plank, top of a push-up. Again, we're going to hold it here for a couple breaths. Knees up or down, fingers spread wide, really push down into the hands. Pull the belly button up towards the spine. Make sure your entire body is engaged. And then on your next exhale, you can keep your knees lifted if you like. Elbows point back, lower down in one straight line. Untuck your toes once you get there. This time, you're going to reach your arms alongside your body with your thumbs pointing down towards the ground. Okay, now on your next inhale, root your pubic bone down into the ground. Push your legs down as well, and then peel your head and your heart up into a half locust position. I want to start with the upper body first. Roll the shoulders back and down, squeeze the shoulder blades together, reach your fingertips back. If you feel okay here, then you stay here. Maybe you lift the legs up off the ground as well. Feel your entire back body engaged. Try not to look up unless you have to. Reach the crown of your head forward, back of the neck is long. On your next inhale, maybe lift up a little bit higher. And then on your exhale, release everything down. Turn to look towards the right. Put your left cheek on the ground and relax. Whew. Relax your legs, relax your bum, relax your arms, relax your face. Take a couple of big full deep breaths here. And then slowly turn your head to look down towards the mat again, so back to center. You can either now do the same thing we just did, locust with the arms by the side, thumbs pointing down. Or your option 2 is to take the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, and press the palms towards each other. Now, roll your shoulders back and down wherever you are. If your fingers are interlaced, keep your elbows bent, or if you have the space, reach your hands towards the back of your mat. Now, root your pubic bone down, and again, lift your head and your heart up off the ground. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze in towards each other. Maybe your legs lift as well. Find lots of length first. So the crown of the head reaches forward, toes reach back, Hands reach back wherever they are. Next time you inhale, maybe lift up a little bit higher. As you exhale, lower down, release the fingers if they're interlaced. Everyone turn your head to the left, put your right cheek on the ground. Let it go. Start to bring your head back to center. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders now, downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under. Try not to just ripple your way up, but use your belly strength to lift yourself up. All right, on your next inhale, lift your left heel up and back behind you, three-legged dog. Again, toes pointing down towards the ground, kick your leg back. On your exhale, bring your left knee towards your nose and then step your left foot behind your left hand. Lower your back heel to the ground. Right toes are pointing towards the top right corner of your mat. Lift your body up, bring your hands onto your hips. So warrior one on the other side. So again, make sure there's space between your legs and your feet aren't one behind the other. Bend into your front knee. Left hip draws back, right hip forward. Reach your fingertips up towards the sky. Same thing we did earlier. Don't let that back leg sort of hang out. We want to protect our back knee by pushing into the outside edge of the back foot. This engages the glutes, engages the back of the leg. Now we're going to do the same thing we did earlier. Interlace the fingers, but take the opposite grip this time. So opposite pinky finger on top. It's usually the grip that feels a little bit weird. Snuggle your head into your hands. And then on your next inhale, lift your heart up, gently lean your head back into your hands. And then exhale, round your upper back, pull your elbows towards each other. 3 more like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift, keep pushing into your back foot. Exhale to round. Last one, inhale, lift. And then exhale, round. The next time you inhale, come back up, release your hands, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, put your hands onto your hips. We're gonna come into our little flamingo again. That's what I'm gonna call it now. So pick up your back heel so you're on your back toes. Shift your weight into your front foot, and then you're taking your right knee to meet your left knee, kick your right heel towards your bum, and then turn sideways again. So see if you can push down into your left foot a little bit more and kick that heel up a little bit higher. Keep the belly button pulling in, and just relax your shoulders a little bit. Take one more breath here. And then slowly release your right foot to the ground. Release your arms by your side. This time, gently close your eyes and just pause here for a moment. What can you let go of to feel a little bit more content right now? What conditions do you set for yourself, for your own happiness, for your own contentment? Slowly open your eyes. On your next inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. And then on your exhale, forward fold, come all the way down. As you inhale, lift up halfway flat back, heart draws forward. As you exhale, fingertips down, step back with your right foot. Come into, lunge this time with your back knee lifted. If you do want to do this with your back knee on the ground, you're very welcome to. And especially if you have strong, meaning maybe slightly tighter hamstrings, blocks under both hands is really helpful here, or again, anything that's sturdy enough that you can put underneath your hands is perfect. On your inhale now, sink your hips down and draw your heart forward. As you exhale, lift your hips and work towards straightening your front leg. And you're gonna keep going. So inhale, bend the front knee, sink the hips down, look forward. As you exhale, work towards straightening your front leg as you bow. Keep moving with your own breath. And remember that when we talk about working towards something, that means it doesn't necessarily have to happen. Your front knee can be bent as much as it needs to be as you work towards straightening. And especially if you're not using blocks, that might feel a little bit tougher in the body today. All right, the next time you inhale into your lunge, stay there. And then put your back knee on the ground. So we are going to stay here for quite a bit. If you need anything soft underneath your knee, grab it now. Okay, now put your right hand on the ground. Walk it out to the right until it's just slightly off your mat, so wide to the right. You're gonna take your left hand onto your left thigh. Oh, okay, yes, you can still see me. And then you're gonna push your hand into your thigh and twist to the left. Before you do anything else, roll your shoulders back and down and pull your shoulder blades towards each other. This is your option one. Left hand on your thigh, pulling shoulder blades together and letting your hips sink down. Option number two is to bring your right heel up and kick it towards your bum. Okay. Option number three, maybe your left hand reaches towards your back foot. And then that option number three might mean that your left hand can grab the outside edge of your right foot. If this is happening, I want you to gently guide your right heel closer towards your bum. Wherever you are, you're probably starting to sink into that right shoulder. Push into your right hand, come back up a little higher. Make sure you're still breathing. Know that this is a big pose. Wherever you've landed, if you need to release, please feel free to. If you have a hold of your back foot, release your foot and gently put it on the ground. And then everyone put your left hand on the ground. Bring your right hand back onto your mat. We're going to meet in a downward facing dog. So pick up your back knee, step back, down dog. And then from your down dog, come up high onto your tippy toes, ripple forward, high plank, top of a push-up, shoulders over your wrist, belly button in towards your spine, 2 breaths. And then on your exhale, lower all the way down onto the ground. Whew. All right. We're going to keep adding on to our back bends. So first, you're going to take your left forearm and put it parallel to you on the front of your mat. And then, if you need to watch me, then just leave your head up. Otherwise, you're going to put your forehead down onto your forearm. Now from here, you're going to lift your right heel up, bend your right knee, there we go. And then pull your right leg closer towards your bum. And then you're going to take your right hand and reach for the outside edge of your right foot. Okay, before you do anything else, we're all going to start now with the forehead on the forearm. Now kick your right foot into your right hand. Feel how that wakes up your quad, the front of your thigh, and keep kicking back. You can stay with your forehead on the ground or allow the strength of your kicking back to lift your head and your heart up off the ground. Sort of a half bow shape. Wherever you are, feel your left thigh pushing down into your mat and then keep kicking back, kicking back, kicking back. Keep breathing. One more breath, kick it back. And then as you exhale, if your head is lifted, bring it back down. Release your right hand from your right foot. You might feel good to now stack your hands one on top of the other and put your forehead down on your hands. Just let go here for a moment. Just breathe. Big full deep breaths. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. Relax your hips. And then when you're ready, lift your head up, slide your hands underneath your shoulders, downward facing dog. I'll meet you there. All right, from your down dog, lift your right heel up and back behind you, three-legged dog. And then as you exhale, bring your right knee towards your nose, and again, step your right foot behind your right hand, warrior one again. Lower the left heel to the ground, point your left toes towards the top left corner of your mat. Come on up, reach your fingertips up. Okay, without the help of your hands this time, feel your right hip pull back, left hip pull forward, back foot pushing into the ground. All right, this time we're gonna bring the hands behind us. And then I'm gonna change my mind and come over here so you can see me better. And then again, interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulders back and down. Again, you can keep your elbows bent, or you can reach your hands down towards the ground. Okay, take a big inhale here. As you exhale, start to hinge forward right from your hips and come a quarter of the way down. This is your option one. Option two, maybe you come down a little bit lower. Option three, keep folding until you're on the inside of your right thigh, humble warrior. Hands can stay resting on your back or reach up towards the ceiling. Again, keep rolling your shoulders back and down. Don't let them just flop forward. You've got 3 more reps here. All right, on your next inhale, if your hand is lifted, lower it down. Everyone lift the body all the way back up. Release the hands and then inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Whew. Exhale, put your fingertips on the ground. We're gonna come into a standing L shape. You're either going to bring your fingertips on the ground about a foot in front of your front foot, or put your hands up on a block. This will help a lot, especially if your hamstrings are tight. Okay, come up onto your back toes. Shift your weight into your right foot, and then lift your left heel up and back behind you. So just like we do in three-legged dog. All 5 of your toes point towards the ground, and you're kicking your left heel back. I'm purposely staying standing L shape because we're not quite in a split. Try to let your head hang heavy, but draw your heart forward. Take one more big inhale, kick that left leg back. And then exhale, put your left foot on the ground next to your right foot, deep bend in your knees. On your next inhale, start to roll up to stand. Keep your head and your neck really heavy, one vertebra at a time. Come on up. Take as much time as you need to. If you're still moving, keep on moving. If you're standing, just pause and breathe. All right, one more side. On your next inhale, sweep your arms up. On your next exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fingertips down, step back with your left foot. Come into a lunge, so keep your back knee lifted if you can. Again, fingertips are on the ground, or you can put your hands up on blocks. This really helps to give you more space to move. On your inhale, you're going to send your hips down and draw the heart forward in your lunge. As you exhale, lift your hips up and work towards straightening your front leg. Keep going. Inhaling, lunge. And then exhaling, sort of a modified pyramid pose. So you can stay high up on your back toes. Moving within your own range of motion, just start to create a little bit more space in your legs and in your hips. Again, it's really not about where we're ending up in this flow right now. It's more so, can we create a little bit more space? Next time you inhale into your lunge, stay there. Put your back knee on the ground. And again, left hand comes to the ground. Walk it out to the left until it's slightly off your mat. Right hand onto your right thigh. Push into your hand and twist towards your bent knee, towards the right side. And gently roll your shoulders back and down. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. This is your option one. This is perfect. Just gently let your hips sink down. If you like to keep going, left heel lifts up and comes closer towards your hips. If you'd like to keep going, you can reach your right hand towards the back of your mat. My thumb is pointing up. And again, maybe your hand and your foot meet. So maybe your right hand grabs the outside edge of the back foot. If you are grabbing onto your foot, gently guide the foot closer towards your hips. And again, as a gentle reminder, it's very easy to now just start sinking into your left shoulder. Keep pushing down into your hand, lifting up, and gently pulling your heart open more to the right. Got a couple more breaths. If you need to release sooner, you're very welcome to. If you have a hold of your back foot, release your hand, gently put the foot to the ground. Everyone lower the right hand down and bring the left hand back in. Downward facing dog. Pick up your back knee, Step your right foot back to meet your left foot. From your down dog, rise up onto your tippy toes, ripple forward, high plank, top of a push-up. Last one we're gonna do today. Push into your hands, pull the belly button up, everything strong, pushing down to lift up. And then as you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. All right. So other side of that sort of a half bow pose that we did, you're gonna take the right forearm, put it in front of you and parallel to the front of your mat. And again, we're all gonna start with the forehead on the forearm. If you need to watch me, just keep your head lifted for now. Kick your left heel towards your bum. Reach your left hand back and grab a hold of your left foot, the outside edge of your left foot. There we go, with your left hand. Now put the forehead down. Kick your left hand. Nope, you kick your left foot into your left hand. Keep kicking back. Forehead stays down, or let the strength of the kicking motion lift your head and your heart up off the ground. I want you to specifically now breathe into that connection of your foot kicking into your hand. Keep breathing. One more breath. Then on your exhale, relax your leg, lower your forehead down, release your hand. And again, it might feel good to stack your hands one on top of the other. Rest the forehead onto the hands and let the body go. Let the legs relax, let the upper body relax. You can stay perfectly still, or maybe you let your hips gently rock from side to side. That might feel good in your lower back. All right, lift your head up. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders, downward facing dog. And then from your down dog, three-legged dog, send the left heel up and back behind you, kick it back. On your next exhale, knee towards your nose, step your left foot behind your left hand. Warrior one more time. Turn your right toes towards the top right corner of your mat. Lift your body up, reach your fingertips up. There we go. Sorry guys, I do want to be here. Never mind. Feel your left hip pull back, right hip pull forward. Lots of strength in that back leg, pushing down, especially into the outside edge of your foot. And then again, reach your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Take the opposite grip. Whoop, I didn't do that. Opposite grip, the one that feels a little weird. Roll your shoulders back and down. Keep the elbows bent or reach the hands down towards the ground. Straighten the arms. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, fold about a quarter of the way down. You can hold it here or keep going. Maybe keep going. Maybe all the way to the inside of your left thigh, humble warrior. Hands can stay resting on your back or reaching up towards the ceiling. Again, really important here. Legs are strong, but also pull the shoulders away from your ears. 2 more. Your hands are lifted, lower them onto your back. Lift your body all the way back up. Release your hands, sweep them all the way up to touch. And then exhale, fingertips come to the ground. We're gonna come back into our standing L shape. Again, highly recommend putting a block underneath your hands. This makes the pose way easier. Otherwise, fingertips on the ground, about a foot in front of your front foot. Come onto your back toes. Shift your weight into your front foot, and then lift your right leg up and back behind you, just like your three-legged dog. Kick your right heel back. Your standing leg, that's your left leg, can have a bent knee as much as you need to make this work for you. Direct your breath into that right leg and keep kicking back. Breathe into the strength of your left hip. One more breath. And then as you exhale, bend both knees, lower your right foot down to the ground. Keep the knees bent, upper body heavy. Start to roll up to stand. Take your time. It's always one vertebra at a time. No rush. And then when you do come up to stand, relax your arms by your side. And again, just close your eyes and pause. So today we're working into dancer's pose. We're going to do both sides together right now. I really want you to take a moment to consider this pose. You've probably seen it in photos everywhere, you know, of these super bendy people where they pull one leg back so far and they back bend so far that their toes and their head meet. They're making all these beautiful shapes, I suppose. But for most of us, this pose is not that accessible. And it's so easy for us to look and feel this pose and just not be happy with it. Just go, yeah, I tried my best, but it wasn't great. And I want you to take everything you have and just be so happy and grateful for whatever it is that you're able to do today. I'm going to stop talking. Open your eyes. Let's do this together, okay? I'm going to stand sideways for this. Let's start with the right side. So shift your weight into your left foot and then kick your right heel back and grab a hold of your right foot. Whoops. There we go. Outside edge of your right foot with your right hand. Now, before you do anything else, I want you to squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. I promise you that this will really help you balance. If you let your right knee wing out to the side, it's easier to wobble, wobble, wobble. Okay, so inner thighs hugging in. Reach your left fingertips up towards the sky. And then this is your option one. This might be enough for you today. You push your left leg down and you stand here and breathe. If you want to keep going, then start to kick your right foot into your right hand slowly. Keep kicking back, and as you do that, let your upper body lean forward. As you lean forward, feel your heart pull forward. So yes, you are coming into a back bend. Take your time, move very slowly so that you have lots of control. It's a little bit of a balance play here. So the more you kick your foot back, the more you have to lean forward. Take your time with this. A couple more breaths. Find something to look at that's not moving. If you are leaning forward, slowly start to lift your body up, and then your knee will slowly start to come back to meet your left knee. And then bring your left hand onto your left hip, right hand onto your right hip, lower your right foot to the ground and release your arms by your side. Good job, guys. Can't see you, but I'm going to assume that that's great. Take a moment, give yourself a little shake. So wiggle out through your hips, your legs, arms, face, let go. Okay, we're going to start completely fresh on the other side. This side might feel easier, might feel harder. We shall see. With both feet on the ground, bring your weight into your right foot. Kick your left heel towards your bum and grab a hold of the outside edge of your left foot with your left hand. So it's always same hand, same foot. Not always, but in this case it is. Again, keep the inner thighs hugging in towards each other. Even as you kick back, don't let your left knee go out to the side. Keep it hugging in. Reach your right fingertips up towards the sky. Again, option one, stay here, belly button to spine, and just breathe. If you want to keep going, you're very welcome to start kicking your left foot into your left hand. The more you kick back, the more you start to lean forward. Again, it's like a little teeter-totter. Take your time with it. Keep going. Again, as you lean your body forward, feel your heart reach forward. Breathe. Big, full, deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your nose. Whether or not you can see yourself, breathe into the beautiful variation of the pose that you are making right now. If you are leaning forward, slowly start to lift your body up. Bring your left knee back to meet your right knee. Take your time. And then release your right hand onto your right hip. Release your left hand. Put your left foot on the ground. Good job, guys. Now take your feet, step them a little bit wider than hips distance apart. Find a bend in your knees, relax your arms. Actually, before you do anything else, just make sure you've got some space around you. And then from here, you're gonna let your arms just sway from side to side. And as your arms move, let your upper body just twist in the same direction as your arms. Don't think too much about it. Arms are super heavy, so they're just kind of going with the momentum. This is just an opportunity to kind of release that pretty big back bend that you just did, regardless of where you ended up. And also lots of work in the shoulders. So we're really just trying to let it all go. Oof. I really like doing this. If you do my classes more often, we're gonna do this a lot. And then when you're ready, come back to stillness, come back to center. Step your feet back about hips distance apart. Take a big inhale, sweep your arms up. Big exhale, forward fold, come all the way down, bend your knees. And then bend your knees even more, get your fingertips on the ground. You're gonna lower down onto one knee, lower down onto the other knee. And then I'm gonna meet you sitting down on your bum. Extend your legs out in front of you. Give them both a little shake. Oh. All right. Let's start with the right foot today. Take your right foot, bring it to the inside of your left thigh. If this right knee is quite lifted and it's straining into your right hip, slide something underneath to hold it up. So a block works, or like a cushion, a pillow, anything you have around you. Otherwise, stay where you are, put your fingertips on the ground. Push into your hands and sit up tall. Flex your left toes up towards the ceiling, and you might already feel a stretch in the back of your legs. If you do, you stay exactly as you are. If you'd like to fold, bring your fingertips in front of you, and now with a flat back, start to hinge forward. Take your time. Keep leading with your heart, and when you can't go any further with a flat back, just stay there for a moment. Give your body a moment to just figure out what the heck you're doing with it. Seriously. And then see if there's a little bit more space. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. Okay, and then when you can't go any further, let your head relax, shoulders relax, arms relax down. I'm going to encourage you, if you're folding, to just keep your arms and your hands on either side of your left leg. If you would like to hold on to your leg, whether it's your calf, ankle, foot, toes, you can do so, but try not to pull on your leg or on your foot. Start to slow down your breath. Two more here. If you are folded over, lift your head up. Slowly crawl your fingertips back towards your body. Take your time. You can use your hands for help here. Extend your right leg out in front of you. And just again, give your legs a little shake from side to side. Maybe bend your knees up and down. Then we're going to go to the other side. So left foot to the inside of your left thigh. Again, if the hip is very uncomfortable with the knee lifted, you can also slide something underneath as needed. Point your right toes straight up towards the ceiling. Put your hands on the ground and push into your hands to sit up tall. And again, you might already feel a big stretch in the back of your right leg. And stay here and fold. Fingertips come in front of you. Fold with a flat back. Doesn't matter if you go 1 inch, 2 inches, maybe more. Just hold to wherever you've landed right now and breathe into it. And see if there's a little bit more space. And then now let your head relax, let your shoulders relax. Again, I encourage you to be relaxed in your arms as well. If you're holding onto your leg, just gentle hold, don't pull. And again, can you slow down your breath? One more. On your next inhale, crawl your fingertips back towards your body. Again, extend both legs out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Okay. We're going to come straight down onto our back. So scooch yourself towards the front of your mat. Knees bent, feet on the ground. And then as gracefully as you can, just gently roll down onto your back. You're gonna open your arms out to the side, to the left, and to the right in a T shape. Palms up. If you don't have enough space for that, just bend at your elbows and make cactus arms. So just imagine what a cactus would look like and do that. All right. Now, we're gonna take a 2-knee twist. So with your knees bent, feet on the ground, push down into your feet. You're gonna shift your hips to the left and let your knees fall to the right. So we do that so that our hips can stack one on top of the other and knees can stack one on top of the other. If that doesn't feel good, you can adjust your legs. So maybe you move your hips a little bit more. Maybe you bring your knees a little bit closer towards your right arm, maybe a little further away. Then once you found a place where you can let go, then let go there. Just a couple more breaths here. All right, bring your knees back to center. We're gonna go the other way. So you're gonna push into your feet, lift your hips like an inch and then scoot them over to the right, and then let your knees fall over to the left. And again, you can play around with the placement of your knees, maybe shift your hips a little bit more. Just make sure both of your shoulders on the ground and you're in a place where you can let go. And simply let gravity do the work here. And again, slow down your breath. The next time you inhale, bring both of your knees back to center. And gently hug both knees in towards your chest. Rock from side to side and draw some circles on with your knees. Whatever feels good in your lower back. And then release your hands from your legs. We're gonna work our way into Shavasana, final relaxation. And so I really encourage you to get comfortable for this. You know, you're at home probably, so you can grab a pillow, you can grab a blanket, you can untie your hair, you can take off glasses, you can do whatever else you need to do. You can lie down on your couch if you really want to. Again, get comfortable. I'm going to warn you that this class usually ends at 4:55. We're going to run probably until 5 o'clock. So if you need to go, you can. And then for Shavasana, as a reminder, traditionally the pose is done with your legs extended long, arms by your side, palms up. That doesn't serve you today. You can always bend your knees, put your feet on the ground. This can really help, especially if your lower back is like, I don't like you lying flat on your back on the ground. You can also play around with different variations with your legs. You can put your palms on your belly. And then if you haven't done this class before, as a gentle reminder, we're going to play a little bit of music while you're in Shavasana, and I'll let you know when we finish. So let go of your body, let go of your breath, and just know that for the next few minutes, there is nothing you need to do. There's nowhere you need to be. You just need to lie here in stillness. slowly, slowly, start to bring your attention back into your body, back into your breath. And very gradually wake yourself up with little movements in your hands, in your feet. And when you feel ready, maybe reach your arms back behind you, legs extended long. Give yourself a great big stretch. So like you just woke up from a really great nap. Maybe you did. And then one last time, hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And then see if you can keep your eyes closed. And I'll meet you back up in a seated position. You can always rock over to one side first, or you can simply rock up and down your spine to come up. I'll leave that up to you. No rush at all. Once you come to seated, again, really try to lengthen through your spine. Relax your shoulders down and away from your ears. With your eyes closed, come back to your breath. And just because we are happy with who we are right now, and just because we are content with who we are right now, doesn't mean that we're complacent. We can still set goals. We can still work hard towards them. And we can enjoy the ride. We can enjoy that journey. And again, it's in the journey that we really grow. When you're ready, bring your palms together, pull your thumbs in towards your heart center. Let's close our class with 3 breaths together, inhaling through the nose and sighing out the mouth. All together, big breath in. And then open your mouth and sigh it out. Again, big inhale. Big exhale. One more time, biggest breath in. Remember, no one else can hear you. Let it go. Thank you, everyone joining me live and maybe watching the recording later, so much for sharing your time and your practice with me. Namaste.